This is Meet the Owner, where business stories come to life with your host, Steven Dryden-Hall. Let's go, people.
Welcome to Boom 7, Meet the Owner. I'm excited today because I've actually got a friend on the show, Martin Castleton. Hello, mate.
How are you doing, Steve? Good to be here.
Good to see you, mate. I think we've got this cautiousness about being professional, or I have. And, I've known you 40 plus years. It's quite hard to actually be professional. What's your business, mate?
So I am the managing director of Aureum Insurance Brokers, which is a very professional insurance brokers business based in Milton Keynes.
So the opposite of when you was a kid?
The opposite of when we were at school.
I think so.
Yeah. So very professional, FCA regulated, which comes with its own professionalism.
Obviously.
But it's insurance. So
love it. Let's go back. You're Milton Keynes based.
Milton Keynes based in Wilton Studios.
Yeah, and you are in partnership with Dean Brown, right?
Dean Brown, another guy from Milton Keynes who we grew up with, who runs managing director of Aureum Finance.
There you go. We'll come back to Dean. I think I'm going to get him on the show, actually.
Get Dean on the show.
Would it be a good one?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, again, talk about Magaluf and different places. I'm not sure we can talk about all the detail. I want to talk. I always do this. What was you like at little school?
At little school, do
you remember?
The only thing I remember in little school is, you may remember this, is when I smashed my head on the floor.
You had a little bump, didn't you?
And I had a bump on my head,
Yeah.
which you can still see the scars on top of my head. And I had that on my head for about 8 years.
You were kind of like, it was kind of your character. It was like your thing, wasn't it? Like,
I think I jumped off a wall, pretending to be in wrestling, and I think I hit my head on the floor.
Were you unconscious?
No, and I remember at the time I was just in the... And obviously I live next door to the school.
You do, yeah.
Remember.
Is that at Penwith?
At Penwith in Fishermead. And my mum came into the school and I had a wet paper towel on my head with a massive lump on my head that was about
big,
half the size of a
wasn't it?
tennis ball.
Yeah.
And they just went, he'll be fine, he'll be right to carry on. And I just stayed in school.
You stayed in school?
Stayed in school. And I had that on my head for... It's got to be 5 years, maybe. So when I was all through middle school, and I had an operation in secondary school. It's the only thing I really remember in first school.
You were little Martin, weren't you?
Little Martin.
Was it because you were little, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were smaller for a long time. Is that what I called you, little Martin?
So,
Didn't bother you though, did it?
Didn't bother me.
No. Do you remember that time we were playing football in our school? I think I went up against the goalkeeper, scored the header, I think, and then got knocked out.
That was for Mead Furlong.
That was me, Furlong. I woke up at home.
And I remember the ball come out to me, and I tried to score, and I missed.
Oh, so I didn't
The keeper
score.
was down, you were down. They would have stopped the game in modern football now, but in those days he just carried on playing.
You actually missed.
But I remember trying to lob the keeper because he was out of his goal, and I missed. But you were properly knocked out. You had a big black eye as well, didn't you?
I was game over. I literally woke up at home.
Yeah, you were, weren't you?
Crazy, mate. What personality-wise, what do you think you were like at school?
I don't know. I enjoyed the people part. I didn't enjoy school. I didn't enjoy studying. For me, school was very much a social thing, good and bad. But the social side of school, I think, was the...
Were you pushed to do any school homework stuff? Because I'm trying to think back. I didn't hardly do any homework.
Do you know what? I don't remember doing any homework. I don't remember studying a great deal. I don't remember... the effort of school. I remember our exams, but again, I don't remember them in great detail. I remember turning up. But
do you have the thing that you wanted to be when you were older? Because I don't think I would say you loved cars.
Yeah, cars was a thing.
Aeroplanes, because your dad loved aeroplanes.
Cars, aeroplanes. General kind of, and I hate to use this phrase, but kind of boys stuff. Blowing stuff up. I think Top Gear would have been my ideal job.
Oh my god! So you were into your car?
I would have loved that job, and that was my. When I left school, I just wanted to get a job, something to do with cars, but didn't want to get dirty like a mechanic. So I wanted to wear a suit, and I wanted to do something to do with cars. That was my only criteria. Yeah. And then I ended up working for the Motor Insurers Bureau.
Well, let's not go that fast, right? So, what was your first job?
We want to go before. Yeah, so before then. Milton Keynes Market.
Milton Keynes Market?
Milton Keynes Market. And it's some of the happiest times of work I can ever remember. There was me, you...
Leon, Gary Grooms.
Dean used to work on the market.
Dean was on the market,
There was loads of us that worked on the market. And you think today, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was there for kind of 4:30, unloading a massive truck, setting up the stall, go to school, finish school, come back and put it all away.
People don't believe me when I say this, but how old? Do you remember we were about?
So it was 13 to 15. I think I did it for like 2 years.
I see. I was started earlier. I think I was 12. Because my brother did it.
He did.
He was like, you should get some work, and then I did that, and then Gary Grooms was before us.
So we had about 5 or 6 of us from school.
Yeah.
And it was such a... Cause obviously it was the market, so there's not a lot of seriousness that goes on in the market. It was great fun. It was hard work, but it was fun.
Well, I used to remember your big lorry would turn up, you and John, and you'd have tons, and literally tons, of clothes to set up rails, to set up a big clothing
So John did
store.
the clothes store, I did the bag store, do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then you went on the bags.
Handbags,
It was that Roy?
Roy, yeah. Big shout out to
Roy.
him. First employer, technically.
Yeah, mate. And then I had Neil. I used to just get sponges out. Do you remember the novelty sponges?
Lifted sponges.
Do you remember the bags of sponges? £1. There was Christmas trees, novelties.
Brilliant, all sorts of
and
stuff.
then I'd come and help you guys, wouldn't I?
Yeah, it was just such a good, fun environment to be in.
Do you think there was discipline there? Like
Loads of
to get up early?
You still had to be there. I know there was a few times when, we started going out that we didn't get there on time, but predominantly we were there Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so 3 days a week, 4:30 in the morning. Physically good, great fun. And loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Do you remember what you spent your money on?
No idea.
Can't remember.
I remember having more money then than I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was £20 a week or whatever it was, and you didn't have anything to spend it on. So,
do you remember when we got our first mobile phone?
I do.
Mate, so it was orange. Do you remember orange?
Yeah,
I think, did you have a Motorola?
Motorola
Flip, yeah, right. So we got these phones, didn't we? Right, and we went, right, okay, what do we do? All right, cool. So I was like, right, I'm going to go around the corner. Call me. So you scratch the card, you just scratch it.
You did, yeah.
You get your little number out, because it's pay as you go, remember?
Pay as you go.
Tenner, fiver, I can't remember, it was fiver. And I went around the corner and you rang me. I was
and
like,
the charge lasted about 20 minutes.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it?
And you had to charge him for like 14 hours.
I think that phone was in the Matrix. Do you remember the Matrix?
You have Nokia?
I had a Nokia and a Motorola
the
one, but you had the Motorola Flip, yeah.
Yeah.
That's mad. I think we used our money to buy a phone.
And then we had a leather case on it as well.
Oh my God. That's when Nokia was amazing, right? Amazing. So we lived in Fishmead. Can you just tell people, Milton Keynes, what Fishmead was like we got growing up?
Yeah, so growing up, I mean, my family were from South London originally, so they were bussed up to Milton Keynes when there was no Milton Keynes. So I did ask my mum and dad the story of this not so long ago, and they would say South London when a lot of people were being bussed out to these new towns by the council to look at the future. So when they come to Milton Keynes, there was nothing here.
It wasn't.
So when we first moved, I wasn't born, they moved to Netherfield. So mum and dad's first place was in Netherfield.
Okay.
I think that was the only estate. I think it might be wrong, but I think that was one of the first
not
estates.
Neafield?
So those areas, so Neafield, Netherfield were the only estates that existed. And I was born in 1980 when there was no hospital, so I was born in Aylesbury.
Oh, you were born in Aylesbury, no?
And then we were in Fishmead, so I was probably 2 or 3. So I think I was born in Netherfield, went to Fishmead, probably early 80s. So those estates are kind of around Central Milton Keynes. So out of my bedroom window, I could see the city centre being built, the Point being built.
Did you remember seeing the Point being built?
Because I could see it out of my window, and none of this where we are now in Midsummer Place was the
big pyramid.
And you saw it grow up from nothing to what.
Well, there's school photographs on the field, and if you look behind the field, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. No, exactly.
It's all built up now.
Didn't the Queen come to us?
I think I met the Queen.
I want to know. I can't remember.
Did you go to the
Milton
trip?
Keynes 20 years.
It was at the cathedral, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went up on a school trip.
What year it was? Was it celebrating Milton Keynes' 10th birthday, maybe, or 20th birthday?
It was a big one.
I can't remember what it was.
I think she said hello to me.
Yeah, go with it. No one's going to know.
Yeah, definitely. She's not going to.
No one's going to prove otherwise.
Exactly that, right?
Go with it. She said hello to you.
So what was Fishmead like?
Yeah, do you know what? At the time, it was good fun. We all lived fairly close together. We all walked to school. I lived next door to both first and middle school, and then we walked to Sir Frank Markham.
Yeah.
We all lived close. We all played. We all went out, and it was a very different time back then.
Played a lot of football, didn't we?
Played football from 9 o'clock in the morning till dinner time.
Eggy.
Don't remember going home during the day. We just went out on our bikes and played.
That's it, wasn't it?
So yeah, it wasn't a bad experience.
You mentioned Sir Frank Markham Secondary School. Do you remember when it burned down?
Vaguely.
So I walked out of my house and there was ash coming out of the sky. It's like, what is that?
Yeah, it's when half the building burnt down.
Burnt down.
Yeah.
I remember doing some artwork that week. It was my best bit of work. It went up in flames. It's the only time I actually tried, and I think I see it in the sky.
Okay, no one's going to disprove that, so go with it.
I think I got an A+. Yeah. So that was a bit annoying.
Yes, Frank Markham.
Yeah. It was all right, wasn't it?
Again, it was kind of, compared to today's, what goes on today, there was nothing.
What was your school results?
School results. So I remember, I think I got 2. So obviously in those days it was B's and etc.
Yeah, I used to.
So I got 2 B's, 4 C's on the main one. So and then a lot of them would.
And then flunked it.
E's on the
Would you
drama.
get in French?
I want to say I got a C in French.
Remember
I used to
Miss
quite
Roscoe?
like French. Yeah, I used to
Mate.
like French.
Remember Miss Roscoe?
No.
She was like the fit French teacher.
No, I didn't have. I had Miss Johnson was my form teacher.
Oh, got it.
So yeah, I
Shame.
don't remember any fit teachers.
Yeah, she was over at Cotswold. Cotslow.
Oh right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't remember her. But no, so I got kind of again, I don't remember. In those days, I've got like 11 GCSEs.
Yeah, there was a lot, wasn't there?
And we had to do them all. So things like drama, I don't think I even went to.
What's going on with his phone over here? The producer's like making loads of noises today, Chris. Do you want some attention? Yeah.
So we did, do you remember we did drama, humanity? There was loads of things that no one ever wanted to do.
Do you think school helped you where you are today? It's a strange question.
It's hard to attribute. I think it certainly exposes you to certain things and guides you in a certain way. And I say, looking at my kids now and what they're like at school, is there will always be people that the school system's good for, and there'll always be people that it won't be good for.
I think so.
I think it can never be good for everyone.
No, I think it's built for certain people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I found my record of achievement the other day.
I've still got mine in the garage. The big
Read
red
a
book. No.
So for anyone who doesn't know, it's a book that's red. It looks like it's made of leather. It probably was back then.
Dark red. So it's
dark red, and
official.
it was like all your certificates, all the things, your achievements, your exam results.
Swimming.
I've got a Cadbury swimming.
I've
got a Cadbury's football semi-final. Something.
I think I had a McDonald's football course where you had to header a ball and you got a certificate. Yeah, that's right. Got that. Swimming a length, swimming a width.
Yeah.
Do all those kind of things.
I weren't very good at swimming because no one taught me how to swim at a point. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Trace the
We
West
had a
Walk.
swimming pool with them though, didn't we? So
we did, yeah. So you got your results, and then what?
Results. So then I want to say I was still at the market then, because I could have gone full time.
Yeah.
Working on the market.
That's right.
He said as soon as you got a driving license, you could go to one, I could do the other.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not what I want to do. I want to, I've always wanted to wear a suit. I want a career. And I was at that time applying for various kind of jobs in Milton Keynes. There was no idea around them. It's just
you probably had to apply through the newspaper at the time.
And it was through the newspaper. So the Citizen paper was where all the jobs were. And buying cars was all through the Citizen paper.
That's
you
right.
looked for cars that were advertised that you wanted to buy. Same with jobs. But then you had to... I don't remember how you would have applied for them.
Just go back to school quickly. Do you remember that time your brother gave us a lift? Mate, I'll never forget this. I tell the kids. So he's got his car. Do you remember the car?
Yeah, Astra.
Was it an Astra?
Astra Mark 1.
So we turn up to school. Everyone's like waiting to get in school. So Tony, Martin's brother, gives a lift. He absolutely rags the car around the corner.
Yeah.
Does a massive skid. We get out. I tripped. Do you remember that?
Looking at you.
Everyone's looking at us. Do you remember that?
And just for professional insurance purposes, we don't recommend that you do skids through car parks.
We were like, cool, not cool. What the hell just happened? Because I don't think he actually told us. He was just he was a lift.
Yeah, he was just in his own little.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's school. But what was your first job out of the market?
So out of the market, so I applied for the various jobs, and I remember getting for an interview at the Motor Insurers Bureau.
Yeah.
So at the time,
MIB,
yes. Which was originally based in Central Milton Keynes, not far from where we are. It was a very small business, and it was just a filing job. It was just like literally putting bits of paper in files and then giving it to people that knew what they were doing. So I applied for that, and I remember I didn't get it.
Wow. Really?
I had the interview, I didn't get it, and I was back on the market, and the guy that interviewed me, who would give a shout out to Joe Pendle.
Joe Pendle?
Joe Pendle was the guy who interviewed me at Motor Insurers Bureau, so that would have been 97.
Well,
and then didn't get the job, and then I was kind of still doing bits on the market, and then he come and found me.
Did he?
On the market, and went,
Buy a bag.
We've now got you a job. Can you come back? Can you?
Crazy.
So I think it just grew so much, and actually they needed more than they
was
originally.
it more growth then? It wasn't that you were good and they missed you.
No, I think he said I was close, but not close enough. And they employed
just pretend you
two, and then I think they needed 4. So he just literally walked down and got me from the market.
So you were fine. I actually joined you at some point.
And then because it grew so much at that time, and then you joined.
I've got a claim to fame. I know this is a podcast about you and your business, but I was the best dressed filer. Someone told me.
You used to turn up. Yeah, bearing in mind it was
Waistcoat.
quite a manual job, filling opening letters and putting it
Scooting the chair around.
3-piece suit, Stevie.
Mental. Well, I'd gone to this interview and they were like, "You're going to make this. You can have a Ferrari," right? And it was telesales, 7 windows.
Yeah, of course. There's a
and
lot
I
of
turned
those.
up and it was not what I thought it was. And then I was like, "You're like, oh, come and work over here."
Yeah, because it was just there was a lot, and it was growing. There was a lot of need for that job at the time. And
so you progressed. So I remember you. What was it? You were a trainee, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you become a handler.
Exactly that. Yeah. So you go from filing, and I think it was a little bit of good timing where, unfortunately, a lot of people were making claims at that time, and it was growing massively. So I went from filing, and it was kind of input, very basic data input onto a computer. Yeah. And then after that, I started learning how to deal with the claims, and you started assessing claims. Yeah. And then from there, went to injury claims. So it started off just property damage, which is pretty easy, and then to injuries, minor injuries, and then it started getting more serious injuries.
Am I right in saying that 10% of your insurance goes into a pot that you access?
Exactly, yeah. So the Motor Insurance Bureau is a compensation fund for victims of uninsured and untraced drivers. Yes. So the more cars on the road, more people that don't bother buying insurance, the more people that have claims, and it just and then a lot of people claiming injuries.
What was your claim to fame? You like the youngest someone?
I was the youngest team leader. So I was
the youngest team leader.
I was promoted to team leader at 21.
Yeah.
And I had a team of about 15. But they were age ranges from kind of my age to up to like 50-year-old people. Yeah. So it was really tough to I didn't know anything about leadership, and I had no idea about coaching people or managing people, and I just kind of just went with it.
Did you wing it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just myself, which probably in today's world now wouldn't have gone too well, because I didn't know how to speak to a 50-year-old woman, or people telling me they're pregnant, or I didn't have any experience of any of that. Now HR would have had a field day if they're like, well, what did you say to her when she told me she was pregnant? I was like, I don't even remember. What's the maternity?
How long were you at MIB for?
So over 5 years.
Were you?
Yeah, so over 5 years. So at that point I was getting kind of dealing with serious injury claims. I wasn't enjoying serious injury claims. People dying, and the reality of it. And I know a lot of people in broking and sales. Sales, Motor Insurance Bureau is not a sales function. It's a lot of negotiating, but not sales. And that's what I wanted to do. And broking was the natural choice.
So how did you look for a job? Did you know someone? What was your next move?
So I then worked for a very small insurance broker over in Aylesbury. And that's kind of started my broking career. And I want to say that was about 2002, 2003.
And what is a broker? Because I don't think everyone understands what it is. So you don't work for the insurance company.
Correct.
You work for another company. Tell me.
So an insurance broker effectively takes all the information of, let's call it a risk. So normally business commercial insurance is what I primarily do, but the same applies for house and car. Is you take all the information that you can possibly know about that piece of that risk, and then you go to the insurance market. You imagine it as a big market, and there's 25.
Go back to the market.
Let's go back to the market, and actually there's 25 insurers all with their stall, and you've got this piece of business for them, and you literally go to each one of them and go, "Do you want to do this?" And they will all either say, "No, it's not for us," or they'll go, "We'll give it with 10 grand," and then you go to the next one, and they'll go, "We'll do it for 8 grand."
So why are there brokers, and why don't they just do that themselves?
The complexity. So you can do a lot of it yourself. If you've got a house that's
No, what I mean is the insurance company.
Distribution, the cost. So to have the staff costs. So there was a number of insurers that had direct. So I think Direct Line is the direct insurer. Don't use brokers. NFU to a point is a direct insurer. They don't need brokers, but they only sell their own products.
Okay, fine.
So as a broker, I can go, actually, you can use Aviva for that, AXA for that, Allianz for that, and I can get 3 or 4 different insurers.
Is it a little bit like walking into a mobile phone shop and going, I want a phone, and then there's certain people that will say, why don't you have an iPhone? Well, actually, you'll have Samsung and do a better deal.
Better deal, and same with networks. If you think of that, it's a market. If you think of a marketplace and how many players are in a market, the broker effectively gets you the best deal from that market, and that's all a broker is. Insurance is just a massive. It's 200 insurers.
So it's a little bit like technical data input. sales and giving it an understanding.
And then so you've almost got to sell it to the insurers. The insurers go, oh, we like that, we'll give you a really good price for that. And then you've then got to sell it to your client to go, I've gone to these insurers, this is the best one for you, these are all the reasons why it's the best one. And they go, amazing, thank you.
So I was on your LinkedIn this week, and it's all very much insurance, right?
Yeah.
Like you literally went MIB,
straight
through to
the whole,
insurance.
So MIB, and then say Noislevet and Aylesbury, and then Towergate, a bit of London, a couple of years London broking, which was fun. Mainly Milton Keynes, primarily Milton Keynes, Beds, Bucks and Hearts has probably been my most.
You started your own business a few years ago, because I remember Stevie, you rang me, Stevie, do you want to do some leafleting at Luton Airport? I was like, not really, but let's do it. So we literally leafleted.
I remember that. So at that time, claims was in a different position. I probably wouldn't know. I always wanted to run my own business. That was always the plan.
What year was that?
And that would have been just straight after MIB, so 2001, 2.
Was it far back as then?
So that was before I went broking. So I would say I wanted to run my own business. That was like the ideal goal, was to run your own business. And the claims world was this. It still exists, but it just changed at the wrong time for me to pursue that. And I thought, problem is with claims is there's a lot of bad stuff in claims. It's not fun. And that's very quickly realised that wasn't the route to take.
How long did you do that for?
Was that about a year?
Yeah, were you just a bit young and a bit green?
I say the market wasn't right, and I say my expertise is not claims. It's the client facing part, and claims is always it's a tough place to.
So where else? So you went from that next company, and then where did you go from that company?
So from Noislevet to Towergate, Milton Keynes. At the time, Towergate were growing massive. They were probably buying a lot of brokers, and it was 100 plus staff in Milton Keynes at that time.
Wow.
I was there for many years, but always trying to push myself to get promoted, and eventually had to leave to get promoted somewhere else. And then at that point, I was client facing. So before that, I was in the back office doing the admin.
So big difference.
Difference.
You enjoy the front.
Massive difference. Yeah, the front is the hardest bit because it's on you. There's no one. Before there was someone go out, get all the information, and give it to you.
Yeah.
You didn't have that pressure, whereas now it's on you. You do it all. You do it all. Effectively, it's on you to get the right information to then submit it to insurers.
And what were you? Were you like sales director, weren't you?
By the time I finished at Towergate, I was sales director. Yeah. So that involved more management of people.
That's right. And
but in a sales
how did you find managing people?
I think now I enjoy it much more.
Yeah,
and I think that comes a lot from coaching football as well.
Well, I'm going to go on to that as well. Yeah, of course.
I enjoy it now probably because I've got more tools. I've got more understanding that everyone is different and what motivates people is different. And I think a good leader has to be able to tap into everyone. You can't just be Mr. Give me more sales. It isn't going to work for everyone, but it may work for one person, and you've got to change.
So I remember going out for lunch with you and Dean, and I'm going to claim this. I mean, we're talking about claims.
Christmas, wasn't it? Was it Christmas?
I think it was Christmas, yeah. And I was like, Martin, you and Dean should do business together. And I think you kind of poo-pooed it a little bit. They weren't really, but then I still. So
that must have been December 23, would be my guess.
I think so. Yeah.
We kicked off in 24,
and then out of nowhere, a few.
So it must have been months, yeah. So
a few months later,
yeah.
You two started meeting up, didn't you?
Yeah.
So can you? I think you know more about Dean's business. So can you just describe Dean's business and how you and him actually can complement each other?
Yeah, absolutely. So Aureum Finance is a business finance brokerage. So again, brokerage is still going out to loads of different lenders. It started in property, so people building property needed some money to buy land or build property. That's Dean's bag, that's Dean's history. And then he added business finance, which is asset finance. People that wanted to borrow $100,000 to fit out their kitchen, they can go to the market, again, same way as an insurance broker, to get the best deals for lending. So it's still client facing, it's still business to business sales and insurance. All these businesses would need insurance, so it's a natural.
So how did the chat start? I mean, I'm going to say I started the chat, right? So we'll just claim that, yeah. Right. It was me.
So so Dean's obviously wanted to set up on our own, right? And I said, like, that is the way forward. At this time, I was still employed and very looking elsewhere, looking at my options, and I was actually lucky enough to have a number of options on the table of quite good jobs, quite senior jobs at some good insurance brokers, and I had a lot of options to look at. So to run your own insurance brokers, as you can imagine, it's not easy. No. There's a lot to it. And you couldn't just set up tomorrow have an insurance broker. It doesn't work that way. There's FCA regulation, which took 6 months.
Yeah.
You cannot trade until you got FCA regulations. There's a 6-month window there.
Yeah.
You can't set up a business with insurance in the title unless you've got FCA regulation. So we had to set up business without insurance in the name. We had to change it once you got FCA. Yeah. So we're thrashing these ideas out, and Dean's like, well, can't we just join a network? And there are
piggyback,
effectively that doesn't bypass it. You still have to do all these things, but it just means you don't have to do them yourself.
Okay.
So very good friend of mine, Alistair Body from Momentum Broker Solutions,
big shout out,
who I've known for many years in the insurance industry, top guy, and he's been trying to get me to go on my own for probably 5 years plus.
Not to come and work for him, but to go on your own.
Yeah, so what Momentum do is they give you the infrastructure to set up an insurance broker.
Yeah.
So I could set up Martin Insurance Brokers tomorrow and plug straight into all their accounts functions, their insurer functions, their broking and software. So you're ready to trade.
Yes.
And I could have done that, but that comes with a lot of cost, a lot of infrastructure. To do that from day one it's easier, but not simple.
Yeah.
So me and Dean were obviously talking about this, and we said, is there a way of doing it? I said, like, there is. We just joined a network. We still be Aureum Insurance Brokers, but they do all our back office. He went, can you set up a meeting? So I set up a meeting, and I always remember it. And Alistair's a Kiwi, very straight talking.
He's a Kiwi? Or he's an actual fruit?
He's a very straight talking, to the point, and he'd never met Dean before. So Dean walks in, and obviously I'd known Alistair for years, and Alistair he goes, Dean, to make this easier, let's forget Martin's not here. Me and you talk. And literally, and he goes, without him, you can't do it, because we would never back someone unless you got insurance experience.
Yeah.
And you can give him everything you need to set it up tomorrow, and we'll do the rest. And that was it. And Dean went, happy days, let's do it. That was it. That was literally it. I knew what I could do from the insurance side. Momentum knew what they could do from the infrastructure side. Yeah. Dean just had to see it as to what does it look like.
Of course.
And now
how do you fund something like that? Obviously, you've got a mortgage.
That's the tricky bit. So obviously, in any insurance broker, you've got 12 months. You can't touch your clients, which is standard practice. No one should be doing that. So you had to start from scratch. So obviously, Momentum backed me financially as well. Okay. Dean backs me financially as well.
I mean, that's great. I mean, a school friend and a guy you've known for 5 years.
We knew there was enough there to, I had money that you're not going to go bankrupt in a month. So we knew we had a bit of time. 12 months was a long time.
Yeah,
and it took 3 months. So effectively, because just going after new clients. So starting the business, getting out, starting trading, starting doing, invoicing. Yeah. So by month 4, we're kind of now making money. It's now.
So how do you start? What do you do? Hey, Chris, the producer, actually, his phone just went, and they were like, "Do you want to renew your insurance?" Like, so that's just literally a call that's just happened, right? So I know, because I keep my ears out. In business, you need insurance. Correct. And there'll be that one moment of the year that you need to renew it or buy it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So that's your carrot, isn't it? You've got to go and find that. That's there, right? How do you start?
It's a good question.
What's your strategy?
Strategy. A lot of insurance brokers exist from the people that set them up, that run them. So if you think, and this is where you kind of blow your mind, every single thing you can think of needs insurance.
Okay.
Everything. And the only way you become good at something is when you specialise a little bit about what you want to do. It's impossible to do everything. You can't insure everything. And you basically pick, what am I good at? What works?
I've known you a long time, and I still don't know what you're good at. So I don't know. This ain't just a professional podcast. We need to be taking the Mickey Mouse out of each other.
I still learn, and I do some weird and wonderful stuff in insurance that I'm like, I've got no idea, but let me find out. Yeah. Because you'll always get them. Traditionally, local insurance brokers still work. The man in the business community. Obviously, I grew up in Milton Keynes. I know Milton Keynes.
Not just the man and the ladies. No,
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The person on the ground that's going to these events supporting local businesses still works.
So, is there certain types of insurance that's your bag? So, what do you insure?
So, traditionally, if you're a kind of one-man band that you can buy your insurance online, you probably don't need an insurance broker. Yeah. Personal insurance there's very few personal insurance brokers left because, again, you can do that yourself online.
Fine.
So it's mainly commercial businesses that need some advice on their insurance.
Okay.
That probably have started to grow. They've got staff. They probably need an insurance broker at that stage.
So they've got people. They might have machinery. They might have office,
cars, stock, and anything like that. You then need an insurance broker to kind of piece it together.
So what would Joe Public do today to go, well, I've started a new business, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, what I'm going to try and get insurance? What is the standard practice?
So my guess is, if you're someone starting up, you'd always get an accountant and a bank. So there's a lot of banks and accountants work with insurance brokers because it's a natural fit. Technically, you only need employer's liability insurance by law in this country and motor insurance. They're the only two. There are a couple of laws that exist that means you have to buy other insurance, but unless you've got those things like dangerous dogs, you don't need to buy insurance. So you only need that. So if you've got no staff, technically speaking, you don't have to buy insurance.
Okay.
So you can take the risk yourself. A lot of people do that. Then, one-man consultancies, you think, what's the risk? There is no risk. You don't employ anyone. You don't need to insure. It's only when you start getting bigger contracts, you start working with bigger companies that go, we want to see you've got public liability insurance, professional indemnity insurance. At that point, they'll probably go, oh, I don't know what these things are. Let's speak to an insurance broker.
So is part of your strategy, you've been going a little while now.
Yeah.
Are you friends with accountants? Is that like a thing?
Accountants, professionals, yeah.
Bankers?
Yeah, banks, solicitors, accountants, insurance brokers.
And did you make it your mission to go and meet more?
Absolutely, yeah. I think in the local community, and again, I don't speak for big banks, but they can't always work locally because they'll have national deals in place. So you want to work with the small independents because they will have complete control over who they speak to. But networking in Milton Keynes is great, meeting new people, new professionals. It may not be them that you do the insurance for, but they'll go, actually, you need to speak to this guy.
So what happens then? So is there a personal, I made a note there about personal service. Is there many personal service in insurance in Milton Keynes apart from you? Like, I don't hear it. Is there a lot going on?
It's the insurance broking market has changed massively over the years through consolidation, which is basically independent brokers being bought by bigger brokers. And all that does is you're buying a successful business and you're putting it into a massive broker, and you lose the people that started that business.
You do, yeah.
So, Dave Smith Insurance Brokers is because of Dave. That's who people wanted to deal with. He's sold to someone no one knows, and then Dave's retired. So all those clients that were used to dealing with Dave are now dealing with someone they don't know, and that's the problem with big brokers. Is they make you think 1 or 2% gains is millions and millions of pounds to them. So if they can save Milton Keynes, say let's move all our Milton Keynes business to Birmingham because we've got loads of staff in Birmingham, it will save us millions of pounds. But now people from Milton Keynes have been dealt with in Birmingham, and they're like, well, actually, I used to have a guy that lived around the corner from me. I don't have that anymore. So the answer to your question is there's not a lot, and it's continuing to get worse. But it makes it great for me because there's more independents now setting up, going, we can give you that personal service, and we're local.
Does that get a bit of a ceiling though? Because obviously, if I want to ring you, and Chris wants to ring you, and John wants to ring you, and everyone's ringing you. Is there certain times that you're just literally answering calls because people got
absolutely
questions?
Yeah, there is. That is the downside of it. There is a ceiling. You have to have ways of managing the service to make sure it stays consistent and people can still get hold of you. You don't want to be working.
And how do you do
10 hours a week? So at the moment, a lot of insurance is transactional. So it can be just add this car on. It's quite easy to. You can do that any time of the day, anywhere in the world. Effectively, it doesn't have to be here. It's only when people want advice, and now that doesn't happen too often with commercial businesses. Normally they know in advance what they're doing. Occasionally it'll be, we've got a contract, we need 10 million covered tomorrow. It does happen, and you just find a way of making that happen. You don't get a lot of kind of what I say call centre calls.
No.
Because businesses don't. That's why personal lines insurance doesn't really work as a broker, because that's all they do. And insurers want that online, low cost, no human intervention whatsoever, and that will continue to evolve, I think, with AI.
I was going to say to you about AI.
More and more of that will happen, and more brokers are trying to see where it can help them. And there are ways that I can use it now. You think policy wordings can be 100 pages. If someone asks me a question, is this covered?
Yes.
I could sit there and read all of it. I can put it into and go, can you tell me if this is covered? And it does.
It helps you be more efficient as well.
More efficient. You still got to check it. You still got to make sure actually it's right. And you still got to do it
what was
yourself.
your first? I don't really like calling them transactions, but it is a bit this podcast. What was your first deal for the business? Remember?
First deal, well, it was actually, if I was sad I don't do personal insurance, it was actually someone bought a holiday home in Scotland. And it literally, through Alistair, I was mentioning it, it was one of his mates, and he said, he's just bought a holiday home in Scotland, can you insure it?
So
and
you
that
can
was,
do that?
Can do it. I say normally you do, holiday homes is a bit different, but your own personal house, you don't normally need a broker. So that we launched, I think 4th of July.
Okay.
It was 2024, and I think that deal was mid-July.
How'd you feel?
Like a week. Pretty good now, in a good place. We've grown.
That first one, when you get your first one over,
it's good to see that you can do it. The transaction, it is, it's the same system I've always used. So it looks like the same job, just now in a different environment. Obviously, I've now got a bank account I can look at, whereas before you didn't see all that sort of stuff. So now it's a lot more rewarding.
Do you remember your second deal?
Second deal, no.
Or just your first couple that sort of...
There's a few. I say July, I remember, was quite a quiet month, obviously, and then I say by August we're doing a few deals. I think there's one that you recommended to me, that was quite early on. Put that one in there.
Who was that?
I4.
Oh yeah, I4, yes, Paul Martin legend.
I4, so that one coming, I'll say that's maybe September.
So a business like that, we won't
Perfect.
sort of go into his business really, but he designs and builds kitchens and bars for hotel, restaurants, bars. He's got an office that he rents out. He's got maybe half a dozen, I don't know how many staff.
He's got a few staffs. He's got quite a lot of typical. That's a great client for me.
So what is it you are insuring?
So he's insuring his liabilities for him going to do that work, and him just basically functioning as a business. So employer's liability, public liability, professional indemnity.
And what would he have? What would he have been doing before? Would he have just rang up? I think, Google.
If I remember right, he was dealing with a broker that he didn't really know. It wasn't personal connection. Brokers should be, and they used to be, very. I've had clients for 15 years plus that I know really, really well. A lot of insurance brokers should have those loyal clients. They become part of your business. You kind of grow with them.
Do you almost schedule? I take the mickey out of you. Actually, we've got a mutual friend. And I'm like, it must be that time of the year because you've taken him out for lunch again. And he'll know who he is.
Should we mention him?
Jason Binns, safe
names.
Names.
Need to mention Jason Binns and safe names. Legend, top guy.
But
I've
you've
offered to take him out loads more. He doesn't take. It up
now. It's done now, isn't it? It's done. So. It's numbers, right? I mean, you've got to hit your numbers. But you've got to make sure they're covered, right?
Correct, yeah.
There's that whole piece of like, if anything does go wrong, and I made a note earlier about being optimist and pessimist. Obviously, your insurance something that is going to go potentially wrong.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like, I mean, how does that keep you motivated? What does motivate you?
Two good questions. On the insurance side, it's better to have it before the event than after the event. So in any good insurance broker should sit down and go, these are all the risks you've got, these are all the solutions we could do for you, and they may go, actually I don't want that, but I want that. So then when something happens, you're always protecting yourself as an insurance broker as well. Same with a lot of industries, that as soon as something goes wrong and it's not covered, the first person they're going to blame is you, no matter what. They go, you didn't tell me that. And you go, well, actually, if you look back, I did tell you, there it is, that I said you needed that cover, you said you didn't want it. You shouldn't really get into that situation because you want to talk openly. You talk about cyber insurance, massive thing at the moment. Very, very few businesses have cyber insurance.
Do you sell that service?
We put it in there. We always say to them, look, this is a risk, this is the insurance solution. It's not cheap, but you probably want to think about it. I know my IT company does it, or there'll always be a reason. And then there's a claim, they've been hacked and they've lost money.
Someone just said to me the other day that their mum got hacked and the money's gone, but then there's no insurance. Is that? That's
it. Yeah, there's no the banks are now a bit more robust in trying to deal with this stuff. But you look at the M&S incident and the Jaguar Land Rover incident. That's cyber insurance would have. I think they were. Involved, but massive millions and millions of pounds. But a lot of businesses will just shut from it. So that's the reality. You go, you didn't buy the insurance you need. What's the worst that can happen?
How do you prove you've said that and you've offered it?
God, that's where the old FCA and your compliance comes in. And it's a heavily regulated industry, and your paperwork covers that off. You know, you have to summarise everything with the client, say this is what we've offered, you know, this is what we recommend, and then you follow it up as discussed. This is what we do. So if there's ever an incident, you've got it all audited, you've done the right thing, because obviously things go wrong. You know, you go to the ombudsman and
Monday to Friday. So you've had your weekend. You're a football manager.
I am.
How does that help your business? Does that help?
I sponsor the kit now.
You sponsored the kit?
Yeah, we sponsored
you went
the
out
kit
to
now.
everyone else. They all said no, and you did it yourself anyway. You probably get business out of that somewhere.
Yeah, saying that, I've got one of my good friends has sponsored us for a long time, so his business does it.
It's not the G-Man, is it?
I know a guy down in Hertfordshire, the old Freemasons.
All right. What do you know? What I weren't sure if I was allowed to mention.
Yeah, you can mention it.
Let's talk about managing a football team and managing your business. Do they correlate? Because you've got young kids that you teach, and that's old Palm there, isn't it?
Is that Palm there?
See, Palm sport past his little white trousers. Was he in Cannes?
He did go to Cannes.
Yeah, he's still got his trousers on.
Yeah.
Still there. Big shout to Palm.
He's a good dressed lad, isn't he, Palm?
Yeah, he dresses
He always brings his A-game dress for it.
He does, yeah.
Doesn't he?
Very fine. That's his wife as well. We like doing that when people walk past.
I did tell him I was coming here, so maybe.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, he's stalking you.
Yeah.
Yes, Palm.
Good guy, Palm. Good guy.
Love it.
But we'll talk about
football
coaching.
management. How does that correlate in management of a business, management of your kids?
You know, probably the most rewarding thing I've done is coach the kids. I never ever thought I would, because you know
I wouldn't have put you in that bag.
They do me head in.
Yeah,
they do, but it is very very rewarding when you see kids develop and grow. And you know, I've had them since they're under 10s. I want to say they're under 15s now.
Wow,
and a lot of them are the same kids that you've done. So that you are. So they look up to you. You know, a lot of them will go, "You're the football coach." That they look up to you. So in business, a lot of people do it, but they don't want to. If you know what I mean. So you've got a boss, but you didn't choose a boss. And sometimes you get that friction. Whereas in that, they want to be there.
We spoke about this before the show. You're saying about staff. So I think if you got one member of staff,
so one member of staff that come with me that I've worked with for 10 years, Greg.
Yeah. Poached him, or he just wanted to come and see you.
He's always worked with me for 10 years, looked after a lot of my clients, and you know, I always said to him, if the clients come and I'm successful with bringing those clients, then you can come. Couldn't do it the other way around.
How's it going?
It was expensive, so you know, I couldn't afford to pay.
Is he good?
He's good, yeah. He's very, you know, he's been doing it for many, many years, and just a very stable pair of hands in the office if I'm not around.
And we spoke about growth of a business. So you've got this back end that does the functional part of insurance. You've got Dean bringing you some business from his finance side. You've probably got Wayne, who's in the business finance, probably introducing you to insurance as well. There's you. Is your other guy bringing business
Greg,
over?
he's doing a little bit, yes. He's going to a lot of the stuff that I can't go to. So a lot of the front end, he does a lot of lunches, Collaborate MK and stuff like that.
So you mentioned about not growing staff. Where's the pain there? There's a pain thing I could hear.
Thought back and forth about this. My plans are still to grow in Milton Keynes. And the only way you can really do that is through people. So I want to kind of bring in the next generation of insurance brokers. I just don't think we're ready yet time-wise. Because they take a lot of resource to bring people in, but I'd love to bring in apprentices and just train them up so they can do a lot of what I do. But there's a 5-year plan, and I don't think we're quite ready yet. So there will still be a plan to grow through people in Milton Keynes, and I think they will be the people that will grow in Milton Keynes as a base. The way then I look at growing is setting up other businesses across the country. Yeah,
I've seen that. I think it's Dean sort of doing that.
So
as well.
The model in finance is slightly different because they're not regulated. A lot of it's unregulated, so you don't need the same structure. Whereas insurance, there's a lot more to it, and there's the 12-month restriction. So the way I see it working is someone come to me today who's a very good insurance broker, but they could be on 80, 100 grand a year. I couldn't employ them, and they don't need me as their boss. What they need is someone to say, look, you can do this yourself. You can bring your clients. You've got to sit out 12 months. You can bring your clients. We will fund you, we'll back you.
Work under your
business. We can have the same Aureum branding, you can call it Aureum Insurance.
So is that kind of a plan?
That's the next plan, I'm just getting it all signed off now. We can set up, say, there won't be subsidiaries, but we will just, Aureum Insurance brokers will take a shareholding in those businesses.
Amazing.
So then I will do all the development work for them in year one, so I can go and help them get established. We'll put the infrastructure in place with the IT. The branding's all there. Momentum can do all their bits as well. So it's kind of ready to go, business in a box. all they've got to do is deliver their bit, and that's where the challenge comes. You need the right people that their clients will follow.
Yeah, they've got to be likeable, haven't they?
Yeah, someone who's been doing it for 20 years, the clients will follow.
Yes.
And they 100% will. You've just got to get them through the first 12 months.
How many clients, how long have we been going, Martin?
So we kicked off July 24, so we've just come up 2 years.
Is that 2 years coming up?
July coming up, yeah.
And how many clients you got?
Over 200.
Shut up.
Yeah, so some of them.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
So if you were to look at before you started Aureum insurance brokers,
yeah.
I always say it a bit wrong. Where are you at in your mind? That's 200 businesses there. Where are you at in terms of...
About 6 months ahead of where I thought.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I think we're now at a stage where me and Greg will reach that ceiling of service, because these things, obviously, they'll renew every year. So you've got to make sure you look after them, not just year one, but then your renewal. Look after them every single year at a renewal stage. That's going to start mounting up.
Yeah.
So
there'll be months where, oh my God, June was
so
crazy.
busy. Like March was horrendously busy, but fantastic. We had a lot of really big clients in March.
So when you can't, if you're renewing, is there a lot of work to be done?
Yeah, it can be.
Is it face to face? Is it online? Is it
both? So normally I'll do a renewal meeting. So go and see them, 2 months before.
Yeah.
Go through everything. This is, everything changed, and then get the renewal from the insurers.
So if that takes an hour, let's just call it an hour.
Yeah.
If that takes an hour, that's an hour out of your day.
Exactly. So renewals.
You've got 200 people.
Yeah, renewals become a full-time job. Like Greg does most of renewals. Some of them, they're quite transactional.
Okay.
They don't need a face-to-face meeting. You can do them over the phone, or you can do them remotely. But most of them want a face-to-face meeting.
So will Greg be like, Martin told me to ring you?
Yeah, just.
Are you happy?
Basically, yeah. You send them out. They may need insurers may want some kind of forms filling out to make sure everything's the same.
Yeah.
But the process can be pretty quick. Depends on the makeup of the clients. We don't do a lot of big motor fleets. They're massively labour intensive.
Yeah.
And that's a choice as a business. We're like, well, we can't take a lot of those on.
Yeah, of course.
We're very selective on clients.
So you've got you've got a 5-year plan then? Is that what your plan?
5-year plan. So the plan, well, probably 20-year plan.
Okay,
we've
wow.
got a 20-year plan. This is we're going to grow it. So we're going to grow Milton Keynes and then grow by this investment model.
Yes.
Where we can have as many as we want, because if we can have Aureum Insurance Scotland, Aureum Insurance Wales, we could have all of those that we don't have to be there day to day. I don't have to spend my time with them every single day. We'll have a management meeting once a month, but they'll be independent businesses doing their own thing.
Love it. So you're at a networking meeting. Hi, my name's Martin Castleton. I don't think you mentioned the Jeffrey, but I'm going to mention it again.
Yeah, I don't mention it.
My name's Martin.
On the day to day.
I'm an insurance broker.
Yeah.
What's your little sell?
Do you know, it depends, because obviously people...
Because I'm like you, I get bored of saying stuff, so I make something else up. What are you saying?
It depends on what the event is and what the person, because normally you've got a name tag on, which I'll take.
No, I'm going to pull you up here actually. Sometimes I'll spend 5 minutes bigging you up. You walk over and you're like, right? I'm like, what are you doing? You went back to Little Martin. Like, you've gone back to the
depends on the time of day.
You're hungry. You're
hungry, tired.
But I'll warm around and you go, hiya. And I'm like...
Yeah, but actually, David Lloyd stuff, we've done a couple of good intros. Yeah.
So have you got business from it yet? Nearly there or no?
No, I don't think so. No,
you will,
we've
don't
got web stuff being done.
B?
Yeah,
we love B.
So that's the other good thing, is we can, reciprocal stuff, stuff that I don't understand, I can get people to do that.
Amazing.
So to answer your question, it depends on the room, it depends on the person who asks me, and I say normally they've looked and they've gone, oh, you've done insurance.
I don't do that, I can't do it.
It depends if they've said it in a sarky voice of like, you do insurance, oh here we go. Yeah. And at that point I will know what my response is.
So what will you say? Because you are professional and you've always been very good. But you've also got this like little cheeky side where you're like,
I'm very mindful of the fact that most people will find insurance dull and boring. That's their perception of it.
You sit in a category that probably...
And I say the only people that probably is lawyers get more stick than the insurance brokers do.
Estate agents.
Estate agents, yeah. So that's just the reality.
There's another one, isn't there?
Accountant's not so much, I don't
Car
think.
sales.
But yeah, so you get... Yeah,
you'd have been good at that.
Car sales.
You love a car, yeah.
I wouldn't sell them though, I'd keep them all for myself.
So I don't think he's there though, but Chris is here at Horizon Radio. He's obviously got insurance, right?
Correct.
So what would be your strategy, knowing that his insurance company just rang him, by the way?
Yeah, fine.
Hot lead. What would be? Let's talk about this. So Chris has business. He's got a building. I think it's a building. Looks like a building.
Yeah.
What would he have to do? What's his thing? What?
Tough question for a radio station because it's quite a unique niche part of the insurance industry.
Okay.
Let's do it with a shop. here.
No, I want to do it for the. I want to do this. Let's go to this.
There are certain parts of the insurance market that there's one or two people that do 99% of.
Okay.
And media is one of them.
Right.
So if he comes to me and said, I want a quote for the radio station, I'll be like, I'm probably not the best person to do that. There are brokers out there that's all they do.
Who do you use for your insurance? This is a big question. People don't even know, do they?
No. So there's certain sectors that just have unique needs.
But you're insuring this equipment, aren't you?
There's obviously the on-air stuff. There's a lot of
legal insurance
liabilities of you could say something on air and get sued. So there's a number of unique things that radio stations.
So would you entertain that conversation?
I could, yeah. But I say the chances of me being able to improve what there is, because the insurers that I know that do it have a very bespoke insurance product, and they only give it to one broker.
Yeah, right.
So I couldn't beat what he's got.
Yeah.
There's a radio. There's a few parts of the market that are so niche, and there's only one or two insurers out there that do it.
So as a shop, let's go through a shop. So,
There's
hey, mine, I've just bought a shop.
20 insurers that do a shop. Loads of shops love it. So it would be, let's have a look first of all. Security.
Yep.
This place is quite good. What's the security? Fire. Staff. What's your health and safety with your staff? What do you sell? And then the values.
Stocks. Yeah.
How much is stock value?
So how quickly could you have a conversation with me, look at my shop, and get how long's that
for a shop? Same day.
Same day.
Yeah, it's for a shop. There's a lot of insurers that provide online quotations.
Okay.
So for a shop, as long as it's selling something, a shoe shop, fine. I could do that same day. Fairly lowish premiums if there's one shop.
Yeah.
You could do it same day. Have the documents with you same day.
Amazing.
If you're talking warehouse manufacturing, that would be a longer lead time. So it's hard to say. It's not one size fits all.
No, of course. Now tell me what we're going to finish up soon, right? What's the scariest part about having a business?
It's a good question. Scariest part.
That's what I mean, mate. I've got a podcast.
Doing stuff like this.
Doing a podcast with Steven. Yeah.
Stuff like this. I mean, take the. You got to trust yourself that you can do the job you're doing, which I think we're okay at. There's a lot of parts of running a business that I don't know.
Yeah.
Accounts, finance. That's not my bag. So you bring in people. It's all on you. I think the scariest part is on you. When you're employed, you can hide a little bit if you're not feeling up to it. You're not feeling A game. You can go, do you know what? I don't want to go to that. But when it's yours, you go. You make sure you go.
Also, Dean's a big element, isn't he? Because he's kind of been there doing it himself as well. So is that support? So
that's the good thing about him. I mean, Dean's obviously not an insurance broker, but he can still go out and promote insurance. He can still be in the room with people and say, by the way, we do insurance. So there's still that going on without me there.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's probably the hardest thing is it's on you.
Do you get a little buzz when you get someone's insurance first time?
Definitely.
Is there a little a hit?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely. Especially if you've won it. So sometimes at the moment, they'll come to me and go, I've got no relationship with my insurance broker.
Yeah.
It's it's not an easy win, but it's not. Sometimes the other broker they don't want to lose clients, of course. So then it becomes a little bit of a back and forth. Who's going to win it? And then when you win those, they're quite good. That's quite a good.
So I've introduced a few people to you. I get a little buzz doing that.
Yeah.
It's nice knowing your friend who knows what he's talking about can come in, help your business.
That is it.
Tick off the thing that really no one cares about. They just want to be covered.
Yeah.
And move on and
run their business. Exactly that. And then you keep.
So that's good. So you're going well.
We're going good.
You're wearing a suit today, so well done. That's very nice.
Insurance brokers still wear suits, hopefully.
Yes.
No ties though. I haven't seen many ties.
No, I don't think you need a tie.
But
tell me about the Masons then. So Masons, I can't believe you're a Mason. Like if there was a lineup and they went, who's not going to be a Mason? It'll be you. So how did that happen?
Love it. Back to say the coaching very rewarding. Freemason ticks a lot of boxes that nothing else really does.
Yeah.
It's very unique. It does good. It's the biggest charity giver outside the National Lottery. We do loads of charity, but I don't like, if I want to do stuff for charity, I don't want to shout about it. I know from a business point of view, you sponsor stuff, they do it for a reason, for a business, but personally, I'd rather not shout about it. I don't want to know
Have
about
you
it.
made insurance connections?
I do now. I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
I don't push it because you're not really there to.
It's not for business.
It's not for get, but you can. It's amazing. There's 200,000 Masons in the country that, if I really wanted to, I could go all across the country.
You try and keep it,
but I like to keep it as a separate part of business. But they know what I do, and I always get dragged in if you can help us with that.
And you need structure as well. You've got to remember stuff, don't you? You've got to.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for confidence. Good for public speaking because again, you can't hide. Saying if you're not feeling up to it, well, you got to do it. So that's good. Good, looking after the eye. It's good for it's just a unique kind of camaraderie. Can't really say that word. Yeah. But with the benefit of doing some good stuff for charity as well. So
love it. So business owner, you've done good so far from Fishmead. It's all good.
From Fishmead.
3 tips having your own business for someone starting up. So say someone's at Wifton, or they're coming out of school and they don't really know what they're going to do. Just 3 tips that you would say in being a person service, whether it's knowing your stuff. What's the 3 tips you would recommend in business if you were starting up today? Get insurance. There's one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of part of running a business that you're not going to know about. So be good at what you're good at and understand whatever that is and stick to what you're good at. And where you're not good, get people in. Get other people
Trade them in.
Don't be ego that you've got to do everything. That would be the biggest thing, because you can't be a great accountant and a great salespeople. There's going to be skills for the right people.
So know what you're good at
and be very clear at what you're good at. Again,
Amazing.
business is, you can go off in a million directions. Be good at what you're good at. Stick to your core. Don't diversify unless you really want to.
Number 1, amazing, thank you. Number 2,
get the team around you. Number 2, get experts. They're experts. Are experts for a reason. They might cost money, but it'd be money well spent.
Love that.
And take time out.
Big time. So
yeah,
number 3 is take time out.
It's very hard because your business is 24/7 and you're always thinking about it. You're always thinking, what about that? But do stuff that takes you out of it. Because
so what will you do if your personal stuff? So if you need to shut down, what will you do?
So that's where you think football coaching. Think go Freemasons, going to the gym. Taking yourself out of, I love driving. People say about driving, being stuck in a traffic jam. It's one of my favourite things. Off, yeah, sometimes I think I can choose to answer it or not answer it. If you're stuck in traffic, people I'm going to stuck in. I love it because there's nothing you can do about it. So you're literally like, I'm stuck in traffic. I can't move anywhere.
Being stuck in traffic.
Little tip is, I'm going to be here for an hour. There's nothing you can do. So you can't. You're forced to take yourself away from answering emails because you can't do it when you're driving. So you just put your phone away and just chill out.
And in the next few years, what does success look like for you?
I'd love to start getting some of these group companies open, helping other people. I think the core thing is what I want to do is help other people. And whether that's younger people that I employ or whether it's people that want to be self-employed and I help them get through it. So amazing. That's the thing for me.
I'm very glad that I introduced you and Dean to starting a business together.
You can claim all the credit.
I'm claiming that. No, look, I just seen it. Dean had his niche, you had your niche, and I'm like, do you know what? The model that he's doing, I could see that happening. And you guys went and had a proper chat anyway. Yeah. And you're doing the doing, and I think it's amazing. And I've said to Dean before as well, and you, I'm proud to see you both doing well because you've taken a risk. You've gone to get it yourself, and I want to keep recommending companies to you, and people listening because they need insurance, and you are on the end of the phone. You will answer that call
exactly,
and you look after them. So doing really well. Financially, is it something you sell in the future? Is that a thing?
I mean, insurance brokers are very sellable businesses. I'd love to have it passed down. That would be a dream for me if my son decided he wanted to do insurance. So I love 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation businesses. You see very few of them around these days, but failing that, it could be easily sold. Insurance brokers are very easily sold.
Work hard though first. Yeah,
and that's to say 20-year plan. I got to 66.
20 years.
20-year plan.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for dressing up.
Always a pleasure.
And I think you've ironed your shirt. You're looking slick.
I did iron it, it's
looking good, mate. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you soon, no doubt.
Could have dressed up yourself.
I know. Cheers, mate.
Love it.
Love it.